Hello children, I welcome you to the second session of the chapter Our Environment. Let's revise the chapter very quickly. Environment refers to our surroundings. Now environment is of two types: natural environment and human made environment. Natural environment means forests, they are natural environment, right? Natural environment means atmosphere, lithosphere, hydrosphere, they all fall under the category of natural environment. Now what do I mean by human made environment? Human made environment include schools, houses, roads, bridges, right? In fact, we have created a socio-cultural environment also under human made environment, right? We have created families, we have created communities, we have created religion. So that is again human made, that is socio-cultural environment. And natural environment refers to air, water, atmosphere, lithosphere, hydrosphere, right? Now our natural environment or our human made environment consists of certain things which are, say, living, and there are certain things which are non-living. Now those living things are called biotic components, and those non-living things are called abiotic components. Biotic means all the microorganisms, plants, animals, right? And non-living means rocks, right? Rocks, chairs, tables, in that human made environment. Now if I talk of natural environment consists of lithosphere, hydrosphere, atmosphere. Lithos means stone or rocks. So lithosphere means this land, yes, land surface on which we stand, on which the buildings stand. Hydrosphere of course means water, and atmosphere means air. Now if I talk of land is so very important. Now lithosphere is also known as crust, right? We have see, everywhere there is crust, even under the oceanic bodies somewhere there is a bottom, there is a crust, there is oceanic crust, right? There is continental crust on which we stand, our buildings stand. On the oceanic crust, on the oceanic crust, say ocean stand, the water bodies stand, and on the continental crust that we have stand the landforms like mountains, plateaus, plains, etc. So what is lithosphere? Lithosphere means land. Lithosphere means the outermost layer of the earth, which is called crust. Now crust is further divided into two parts. There is oceanic crust and there is continental crust. Our buildings stand on the continental crust, right? The mountains, the plateaus, the plains, they all stand on the continental crust. But then the oceans also have a bottom, that is called oceanic crust. Of course, oceanic crust is thinner in comparison to the continental crust. Oceanic crust is just 8 km thick, while continental crust is 32 km thick, approximately 4 times. Now lithosphere is important. Without lithosphere we cannot have the building standing, we cannot have the houses, right? If we dig the lithosphere we get various minerals. Now if I talk of hydrosphere means water. About 71% of the earth's surface is covered with water, and so earth is rightly known as blue planet or watery planet, right? Now water is present in so many forms. It is present in the form of oceans, seas, then it is present in the form of glaciers, ice caps, and water is so very necessary. It is a basic amenity of life. We need water for irrigation, we need water for bathing, for washing clothes, for washing utensils, for drinking, and for producing electricity, right? And then oceans are the home to various animals, and then oceans provide us so many minerals. Then if I talk of atmosphere is so very important. It contains various gases. It contains nitrogen, which is so very necessary for the plants to produce, these proteins. Then besides that, proteins, amino acids, and then and besides that, it contains carbon dioxide, which is necessary for the photosynthesis. Then oxygen is a life-sustaining gas for us. right? So it contains various gases. It contains 78% of nitrogen, 21% of oxygen, then it contains 1% of other gases and other it contains noble gases like argon. You would study about it in the higher classes, so I would not get into that. Now atmosphere also has so many layers, and the atmosphere protects us from harmful ultraviolet rays of the sun. There is ozone layer, right, which protects us from ultraviolet rays of the sun. And then atmosphere is necessary for thunder, for lightning, for all these phenomena. Then atmosphere acts like a protective layer. During the day it does not allow much heat to enter into the earth's surface, and during the night it does not allow the earth's heat to escape, and so it helps to maintain the temperature of the earth. If I talk of other planets, they are so very hot in the daytime, and they are so very cold during night, but it is not so with the earth. This is because of the atmosphere, right? An atmosphere containing right amount of gases. We are disturbing that composition. We are allowing more of carbon dioxide to be there. Now we are disturbing the composition. Now wherever lithosphere, hydrosphere and atmosphere, all the three components are present, their life is possible. See, there are 4 planets which are made of gases. There is no lithosphere. Somewhere there is no hydrosphere. Somewhere there is no atmosphere. Earth is a unique planet because all the three are present here. And wherever life is possible, that narrow zone is called biosphere. What is it called? Bio means life. Biosphere. Right, and now we see around microorganisms. We see through microscope, of course. Then there are microorganisms present around us. We see plants, animals, different varieties, different species, and this is our biological diversity. This is our biodiversity, and we need to preserve it, right? And this word biosphere was first used by Austrian geologist Edward Suess. He coined this word biosphere, where lithosphere, hydrosphere and atmosphere interact, making life possible. Now, ecosystem. See, what is ecosystem? This biosphere is divided into various ecosystems. If I talk of this biosphere, the biosphere is divided into various ecosystems. See, this is biosphere. It is divided into various ecosystems. Now, what are those various ecosystems? If I talk of forest, it is an ecosystem. If I talk of a pond, it is an ecosystem, right? All these are ecosystems. Now, there are certain ecosystems which are natural, and there are certain ecosystems which are man-made. Like if I talk of an aquarium, it's a man-made ecosystem. If I talk of the cities, man-made ecosystem. Now, what is an ecosystem? Biosphere is divided into various ecosystems. Now, forest is an ecosystem. That means all the organisms living there, all the plants, animals, biotic and abiotic factors which are present there make life possible. Now, if we do not disturb the forest, then the forest is complete in itself. That means, does the lion of forest come to the city to buy something? No, it does not. Right? So it is complete in itself. There are various animals present, like deer is present. A tiger eats deer. Then for tiger, some other animal is present, and the food cycle, food web is there proper. Right? Who eats whom? This cycle is maintained. So this is ecosystem, and forest is a proper ecosystem. That means life is possible there. They are complete in itself. All the organisms living in forest interact with each other and interact with their surroundings and make life possible. They are not dependent upon any outsider. Similarly, pond in itself is complete. There are organisms, there are plants in the ponds which perform photosynthesis. There are small fishes, the big fishes eat small fishes, and it goes on. Aquarium is a man-made ecosystem and complete in itself. Cities, right? So ecosystem means, when organism. What is an ecosystem? See, ecosystem means where there is perfect balance of food chain, where there is perfect balance of food web, where there is perfect balance of, say, energy flow. There is perfect ecological balance. in an ecosystem, there's perfect balance of flow of energy, there's perfect ecological balance, right? Now, but then we see nowadays we say, that we often hear that some animals say has crossed the road. I once read a quote. It said, uh, bear did not cross the road crossed the forest, and it has so much depth in it. Actually, see, animals were happy. What we did, we increased our population, right? Our population is increasing at an alarming rate. Now we need more of houses, we need more of industries, more of buildings, and so we are cutting down trees on a large scale. We are causing deforestation. Now we have built those roads into the forests. Now, and when the animals cross those roads, which were once their home, we say that they cross the roads. We are crossing the forests. Yes, our roads are crossing the forest. We are causing ecological imbalance. Since we have destroyed their habitat, they have nowhere to go, they are dying. And if this continues, many which have become endangered would become extinct. So it is our responsibility that we ensure that we curb pollution whenever it's possible. We save the resources, we save electricity by switching off the lights and the fans when not in use. We allow nature to repair itself, to replenish itself. We do not damage the environment, we do not tear the papers because they are coming from the forests. And when we cut down the trees in the forest, we take away the habitats of various organisms. And see, when we are destroying their habitat, eventually we would perish mankind, we would perish our own selves. So with this I wind up the chapter. I hope you have understood what is ecosystem, what is ecological balance. All the best for the paper. Pass the paper with flying colors. Bye bye, take care.